Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Ann Birchard. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we're going to make this beautiful three-dimensional butterfly card. So let's get started. We are going to be using Whisper White, a scrap of Whisper White, and a scrap of Petal Pink cardstock. And what I'm going to do is going to run over and emboss both with our Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. Then after I emboss it, I'm going to cut out the white with the Layering Ovals Framelits die set. And this is the second largest one. So I'll be right back. And I'm back. So what I did is I ran the Whisper White through with the embossing folder, and then again with the second largest Layering Oval Framelits to cut out the centerpiece. Then I took the Petal Pink and ran it through the 3D embossing. Now what I'm going to do with the pink is I'm going to punch it out with our Butterfly Duo punch set. We flip it over, unlock it, and when you punch, always have the bottom facing up. That way you can align the stamped image, or, like me, be frugal with your cardstock. We're going to punch the butterfly 4 times. 2, 3, and 4. We can set that aside, set that aside. Now what we're going to do with our butterflies, we want the large ones. We are going to fold them in half down the center line. Now, if you don't have the Butterfly Duo punch, any symmetrical punch or die will work. I want to give a shout out to Judy Edwards. She's the one who taught me this, and she cased it from Lollipop Pen and Ink by Lori Petro, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Those ladies used the Timeless Tulips stamp set, but I decided to use the butterflies. So again, you're just folding it in half. I'm giving it a good burnish. I get a nice crease. And whoops, line those up. There you go. And last one. I am going to be using my silicone mat to protect my work surface, but it's an easy cleanup. I'm going to come in and use my Tombo monoglue, and I'm going to put glue on just half of this butterfly. Then line up another one. I like to use the liquid adhesive, I can talk, better than the snail. The snail is a one and done, whereas with this liquid adhesive, I have time to move my embellishments or projects around to make sure I get it as close to perfect as I can. Okay, and last one. And we'll line that up. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this aside, grab one of my clear blocks, acrylic blocks, and just let it sit there while it dries. While that's drying, let's go ahead and assemble the front card. First, you're going to use Petal Pink, and those dimensions are 5 1/4 by 4. And this is the Ballad Designer Series paper, and I cut this at 5 by 3 3/4. So that's going to create a nice layer on the front. So let's go ahead and use our snail. Now it doesn't have to be hurricane proof, just 7-year-old proof. And we're going to make it symmetrical around. Next, we can add our Whisper White that's been embossed with that Ornate 3D embossing folder, kind of towards the top. And then I'm going to come in with some white ribbon. And you'll need about 14 inches or so. Cut that off. And I'm going to wrap it around the bottom. And tie a bow as fancy as I can. This card comes together really quick. Go, and then a pretty bow. Come on. There we go. Almost there. If I'd cut it a little bit longer, I wouldn't be struggling as much. There we go. I like it. Okay, and now I have cut for the card base Whisper White, but this time I decided to go the long ways, or I've heard it called the hot dog way. So this is cut at 4 1/4, and I'm going to fold or score it at 5 1/2, right down the middle. Get this out of the way so I can get a good crease. Get your bone folder out. Again, a nice crease. Then grab my snail. Little underneath the ribbon so it stays. And a little over the ribbon. All right. Add that. And again, make it nice and symmetrical. There we go. All right. Let's go back to our butterfly. Now that it's dried up, now that the glue has dried, we're going to add glue to each side. And we are going to place it in the middle, fan it open. There you go. There you have it. Make sure it's even. Let me see. Butterfly has to fly straight. All right, let's add some rhinestones. Gotta have my bling. I'm going to be using my Take Your Pick tool. This comes in handy for all occasions. Grab some sequins or some rhinestones. Sequins would work. The pearls would work. That'd be a beautiful touch. And there is the front. Let's add some dimension into the inside. I am going to be using the Butterfly Gala stamp set. And I'm going to use this one. Like this. Now this stamp comes with both butterflies because it lines up with the Butterfly Duo Punch. But I don't want the little guy. So 2 ways. First is ink it all the way up, which I'm going to do, and then wipe off what you don't want. And in this case, it's the little butterfly. If you don't want to do that, you can mask it. Oh, grab my rag here. You can mask it with a Post-it note, ink up, and then don't forget, remove that mask before you stamp on your project. Otherwise, you're going to have a Post-it mark on your project. All right, down here in the corner. Here we go. Beautiful. You have these extra little butterflies that we punched out, and I'm going to add it right here in the center. Just for a little something. Close this up because I know I'll put my finger in it. And there you have it. A beautiful Mother's Day, birthday card, anything, or a how you doing card sent off to one of your recipients. So please subscribe And all the supplies that I've used for this project are listed below, as well as a link to my website where you can shop 24/7 for everything that you see in this card. Thank you so much and have a great day.